But then through volunteering and then you being ready to help, always being available to help as well. So the little thing I would say or talk about the topic is that the framework is TSI. The T means that you think, you be innovative. The S means you be impactful. And then the I is you include or you include yourself in anything or wherever you find yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Portia. Yes. So, Mr. Kingsley, your take on this topic.
All right. Thank you very much, Graham. Yeah, so I'm very happy to see each and every one of you here from various campuses. I would say this is a very great opportunity being here to learn and to study as individuals and engineers that are coming to take up roles in the industry. And believe you me, I'll tell you that every role that you occupy, a lot is expected of you as an individual to make sure you deliver. And by you delivering, it starts from now. Most of you here are final year students, and I'm going to start my point from here. When you are being put in groups, you have a leader among yourself, and that leader is his responsibility to make sure that day in and day out, he gathers you all to make sure that you get the project being done. At that moment, you are trying to harness one thing there, which is teamwork. When you're able to harness teamwork here, it helps you to always have some form of fulfillment that indeed, yes, you've come to an end of a project of which you had no idea about. So when you get together and then you're able to come up with a final solution, that is ending the project, you say that, yes, indeed, you've done yourself a good job. And when it comes to leadership, leadership starts from you as an individual. When I say you as an individual, is that you have to be very honest with yourself by taking up a certain form of task. Once you take up that task, it's left for you to come up with a very, 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 very good end result. And also, talking about innovation, as it stands now, there are so many things that are being done in the mine that are no longer done currently. We have mine surveyors that are now working with drones and other AI tools that help them to pick up data in the field whilst they are doing sitting in the classroom. We have these drones that pick up data day in and day out. Initially, you have to send about 4 engineers down there at the risk of a lot of threats that are being posed to them, falling rocks and the likes. Now we have AI tools that can be sent as low as the deepest pit, and they'll be able to pick up data for you such that you'll be able to combine those data, and you'll be able to come up with a driven or a result solution. So I want to let you know that let's do our best to, take up these technological tools and also upgrade ourselves when it comes to the skill sets, especially when it comes to communication. Communication is very, very, very key in the mine. Assuming there is an emergency and you're unable to even express yourself, at that moment, you can imagine the kind of chaos that you are about to cause within there. Every mine has safety as its first rule. And whenever an incident happens, every mine has its, red rule. You leave the incident as it is. Make sure that the stakeholders can take the various pictures, or let's say the investigation that you have to do. They pick everything up and then go and then do their investigation. So I'll urge everyone in this room that when you leave here today, go reflect on whatever that has been said from our first key speaker till now that you are sitting here as panelists, and then you say that, yes, you are putting down these points. And when you put out every point down, you make sure that you are going to checklist everything. And once you do that, before you walk out from this room, just beat your chest and say that, yes, indeed, I'll become somebody tomorrow, and I'm the next leader. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley. Mr. Oyeneba, we are all ears.
Thank you so much, Graham. WAIMM. Oh, WAIMM.
Shaping the future landscape of industry.
WAIMM.
Shaping the future landscape of
industry professional. Thank you so much. I see it as a great opportunity to be here this afternoon. Just a few years ago, I was in this same position, same room, attending conferences like this, looking for mentors and what the I kept on asking myself, what does the future or the industry holds, and also what are the challenges that I'm likely to face and how I'm going to resolve it. And today I'm here not as a student, but rather a professional to share some of these challenges that I went through. It was quite challenging in a way, but I would say it's also a rewarding one, and I hope all of us, or the students among us, will be able to pick something from it. So I would like to touch on innovation again. WAIMM as an institution provide the platform for students to showcase their innovative idea. We do so by organizing conferences, workshops, and others. But the sad aspect of it is most of us, the students, don't make very good use of it. So let's take a look at this conference, for instance. It tells a lot about we, the students. The platform has been created, but you as an individual, you have to make conscious effort to make the good use of it. You need to focus on the most important thing. But with my experience, I realized that most of us lack focus, probably because I will say we don't understand the mission of the organization. Why am I saying that? Let me share an experience that I had 3 years ago. That's the 4th WAIMM Student Conference 2023. I remember some of our members were furious about us because we couldn't take them to fan trip. And even at the end of the day, some of them left the organization simply because of that. This clearly shows that most of our members lack focus. So as a student, what do we need to do? Or if you are here, you need to focus on the most important thing. The most important mission of this organization is to transform individual. And if you talk about transformation, it's two-way or two-sided thing. You as an individual, you also have to make conscious effort to learn as quick as possible. The other one that I would like to talk about is impact. So if I say impact, one, impact that the organization is having on you, the individual, and also you as an individual, what impact are you having on others or institution that you find yourself in? You don't necessarily have to get a title before you contribute or impact somebody's life. For instance, we have executives among us, but there's not all of us can be executive, but wherever that you are, which corner that you are, you have to try as much as make it as possible to be impacted and also impact others. And how do we do that? By mentorship. You can be a mentor where you have the expertise and also a mentee so that you can learn from those who are already ahead of us. And one last one that I would like to mention is the inclusion that Portia mentioned. I think over the years, WAIMM has come a long way. We are doing well. It used to be only mining minerals, but I can see that now we are engaging the other section or sectors too, those with the mechanical background, engineering, and all of you. The UMAT chapter, they engaged on a field trip, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago in the energy sector. So I think with that one, WAIMM is doing well, so you have to keep it up. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Henning. I think Mr. Kingsley focused on execution and you upgrading yourself, while Jonathan also emphasized on the importance of organization like this, giving the platform to the students. Ms. Portia and then Mr. Henning also talked about inclusion. But there is something that I want to ask, and it is open to all of you. Yes, mentorship is great, inclusion is great. It is good that we upgrade ourselves. But is there any experience that or skill that the professionals, the industry professionals, are currently not transferring to young professionals? And how can we build structured mentorship programs to close that gap? So let's say you want us to have mentors, yes. You want us to include ourselves in everything that we do. Of course, we are doing. You want us to upgrade ourselves, yes, we are doing. But the question is, the industry professionals, is there something that they are currently not teaching us that we need to know so that we can close that gap for our development? Thank you. It's open.
Okay, so I would like to contribute my part. For me, yes, I would say yes. And the reason being that I think, first of all, you have to know what you need, you as an individual. That will help you in even identifying a mentor. So how will you know that this is the right person to be my mentor? Or it also boils down to your, should I say, your knowledge. So we as an individual, in this case student, we have to research more, know what we want, have a long-term plan. For instance, you want to be a ventilation engineer, that's my field. So I developed that interest during my internship time with Asante Gold Chirano during that period. So from that time, I started working on ventilation projects. And 2023, this same place, I did a presentation on VOD system. And I did actually the same project as my final year project. And when I got there too, I was fortunate to get ventilation section. And I was able to build on what I started. And it will interest you to know that that's the project that I did after my graduate training. I just improved it with the knowledge that I had from campus and also from my mentors, what they were able to teach me. So I got the mentors, in short, I got the mentors back from school. I had most of my mentors are actually ventilation guys because from that time I knew that's where I wanted to take my life to. Yeah, so that's what I'll have to say.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ene. We allow one last answer.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Graham. I think mentorship in its own has a lot to talk about, or we have to look into it, in the sense that you having a mentor or you being a mentee of someone doesn't mean the person has to force you to be able to do certain things or acquire certain skills. But then it depends on you, the mentee or the individual. You have to, open up yourself to your mentor. One, like Dave said, you have to know what you want, where you are going, choose the right mentor or mentee. And then from there, what you have to do is you make sure you are ready you make sure you are ready to be corrected. You accept your corrections, you make mistakes for him to correct you. In the sense that when you come to the industry, I'll use myself as an example. Those times during national service, there were a lot of mistakes that I did. I didn't know I was doing them. But since I had the right, or I passed through the right channel to get my mentors, mostly all my mentors are WAIMM members. Me, I'll force you. The first thing I'll come to your office, I'll ask you, say, please, are you a WAIMM member? When he says no, I'll just make sure I register him. I would call Abed, I'll call Mr. Omari. No, my boss is not a member. I want him to be a member. So with that, I was trying to create that relationship or that bond between us. And then since I use that as a yardstick, although they will tell you in the industry, the managers, or sorry to say, the guys are moving towards the girls. But I'll tell you, when you brand yourself to some certain level, trust me, there is no way, although the challenges will come, but you know how to go about that. That will be a topic for another time, Mr. Mari. I think we would have to look into that as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Portia. Okay, so Ms. and Mrs., I think that we've had a wonderful discussion today, and we are very grateful for your time. We catch up.
Right. Thank you.
Please let's clap for them. We deserve some clap. We will continue with the students' panel discussion. So we will call on our speakers for the student panel discussion. So we have the Vice President, the current Vice President for UMAT Takwa Campus, Ms. Ankuma Irabina. She is also serving as the co-host for co-MC for today. Ms. Irabina, please kindly come forward. We also have the Vice President for Junior Sunyane Campus, Ms. Emanuela Ampoma. And then a member from KSTU, Goku Seram Dennis. And the TTU President, Ms. Deborah Essien. Okay, so Ms. Irabna is not yet in. I will still proceed with it. Okay, please, you are welcome. Yes, our topic for today, the discussion, is avoiding networking decay, systems and habits to future-proof your professional relationships. Avoiding networking decay, systems and habits to future-proof your professional relationships. So we will give the chance to, yes, Ella, you're already having the mic, so yes. What's your take on this topic?
Thank you very much, Mr. Graham. So I'll first of all ask all of us, I know we all have contacts that we've not spoken to in years now, and it's not like those people don't exist anymore, but we've just killed the network. And we get the privilege to come for conferences, seminars, and all that. We promise to contact people, but then we lose contact. And this is what we call network decay. So networking is not all about getting the guru's numbers and all. It's how you build and then maintain the relationship between people. I read a story of an entrepreneur and an investor called Carol Rhodes. A friend of hers introduced a CEO to Carol Rhodes that, meet my friend, he can help you with stuff here. So at first it was a meaningful conversation between them, but later Carol Rhodes was there and then she got a generic email of the CEO introducing himself again. So it's like they had never met before. So Carol Rhodes was like, oh, but we met last year, we discussed, and then the CEO apologized. So later, the CEO again sent a generic LinkedIn request. And that was when Carol Rhodes realized that the CEO wasn't ready to build a relationship, but he was just collecting contacts. There is this rule called the 24 to 48 hours rule, where after meeting someone for the first time, you contact them or you text them within this time without you waiting till you need a job offer or you need a favor from the person. So, and when you're contacting the person, so you just don't go hi and wait for the person to reply, hello, then you be like, how are you? And you wait, no, we don't do that. So your introductory text should contain 3 things. You introduce yourself, you tell the person where you met him or her, and then why you are testing the person. And then, why you are testing the person. And you shouldn't go and be like, please, can you be my mentor? Like right after you are testing the person. It's like you are showing like you want something from the person, but no, just put it in your mind that what can I also contribute? An approach that is rooted in extraction. It says, I see what you can give me, or I see what you can do for me. But an approach that is rooted in curiosity, it says, I see you as a person. I see your capabilities, or I see who you are. So networking is not just collecting contacts and all that.
2 minutes
So
more.
the contacts that we've collected today, they might not change our future, but the relationship that we maintain and keep over time can change our career in future. This is what I think about speaking.
Thank you, Miss Ella. Pass it on. Miss Deborah, let's hear from you.
So, from my perspective, I would explain network decay as an instance or a situation whereby the relationship we build with professionals, I mean lecturers, mentors, and then lecturers, mentors go inactive or go cold over time due to lack of communications. So this is my perspective about it.
Oh, okay. Please pass it on to Mr. Dennis. Mr. Dennis.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Graham. My take on this is that networking decay happens mainly because of lack of value. Yes, so we have friends that text us and they'll be like, hello, hi, good morning, how are you? I'm fine. Then the conversation ends there. And then maybe for weeks, for months, you are not able to text the person again because we don't have anything meaningful to discuss. But let's say we have a project that you are working on, or you have something that you can engage the person with. You know that that conversation is going to take time. So if we make connections with industry professionals, and then we don't have that mindset of adding value, like you see them as someone that you can just take from without giving any value, like how can this person help me secure a job, without you thinking of giving value. You just want the person to help you, but without giving value, or you have nothing in your mind to give. That can also cause networking decay, because you just text the person and then you just be asking for opportunities. But if you have value to give, that is when you ask the person, oh, I'm working on this thing, and then how can you help me? You ask for ideas. So I think networking decay happens because we don't seem to add value to other people, but rather just take from people. So if we have a mindset of adding something to other people, then we will take care of our networks very well.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis. Ms. Irabna.
All right, thank you. So I just want to make this a bit practical. I had the opportunity to intern last year, and I realized something. I'm a mining engineering student, so I realized something amazing on site. So one thing I realized was every single time holes were drilled on site, right? If blasting was not going to proceed that day, the holes were catered for in such a way that the rocks would not break into the holes, or water, probably rain, would not fill up the holes. That would halt or bring about destruction in proceeding further with the blasting process the following day. So the holes were catered for in such a way. Now let's just bring it quickly to our topic of discussion today. That's future-proofing our relationships, or future-proofing our networks. The networks we build with these professionals, they have to be maintained or catered for, right? If we just leave it there, just as I mentioned earlier with the host, it would go stale, or it would just be there. The relationships we build from the very first day. For instance, when you meet the professional at the conference, hello, this is my name, nice to meet you, I loved your presentation. It doesn't end there. you would have to send in a note after from time, not because you are seeking after, I think most of them have mentioned that, not because you are seeking after just opportunities, but also with the intention of wanting to genuinely build a relationship, because you will definitely end up in the industry. I mean, whether you will or not, having those relationships are important. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Rabna. Yes, so we realized that the focus was on not making our networking or relationship transactional. And we should also know how to text our mentors. I mean, Ms. Ella said we should introduce ourselves, and then we should text them why. And also, Dennis said we should also let them know that it's not only about we seeking something from them, but rather what we can also add to their value, or the value that we have that we can add to them. So yes, my question is, it's open to all, okay? It's open to all. You are all open to answer it. I want to know the answer for what you just said. You made mention that we should add value. What kind of value can we add so that it will not decay our relationship with the professionals? It's open.
Okay. All right. I think one thing we can do from time to time, in moments where, for instance, depending on your industry, right? You might be in the mining industry, you might be in the metallurgical parts of the industry as well. There are advancements from time to time in the industry, from regulations to policies to even advanced ways of going about some of the processes that already existed. So I think one way you can add value to the relationships are when some of these advances are made, or when some of these advancements happen, you can bring it about with the you can bring it about in the conversation with the person, probably over a text, and then ask for their perception or their thoughts on these improvements over the previous times. So you can add value. I mean, usually when people are thinking about how to add value to their relationships with high professionals, they are usually thinking about probably something extreme, but it can be as little as, please, what do you think about this new rule in the mining industry? Do you think it would help with operational safety? Do you think it will help with excellence in the industry? Yes, and you get them to also share their thoughts, especially because they are ahead of you, and it helps. It builds up the relationship.
All right, thank you very much. I think we will end it here and continue with our program. So thank you very much, Mrs. and Mr. Help me with this one.
that the world increasingly depends on. But the history has taught us that lesson, natural resources alone do not what? Build prosperous what? Nation. The countries that have transformed their economies did not simply export raw materials. They exported knowledge, technology, innovations, skilled people. They created industries, developed local expertise, and added value before exporting to global what? Markets. This is the opportunity before your generation to move West Africa simply from digging and shipping to what? Innovating, processing, manufacturing, and creating lasting value at home. A new era requires a new what? Mindset. The world has changed, and so must our approach. The old model was simple: extract quickly, profit now, deal with the consequences later. The model no longer works. Today, investors, governments, communities, and future generations are asking 3 questions. Is it innovative? Can we leverage artificial intelligence, drones, automations, remote sensing, robotics, and real-time data to make mining and petroleum operations safer, smarter, and more what? Efficient? Secondly, is it sustainable? Can we develop our resources while protecting our water, our forest, our biodiversity, and our climate? Can economic growth coexist with environmental responsibility? This is a question we must all answer in this room. Are West Africans building the skills, businesses, technologies, and leadership required to own the future of this industry? Because true success is measured not only by resources we extract, but by the opportunities we create for our people. So the perspective of Jesse Mining Services Limited, these principles guide everything that we do. We partner with the mining companies by supplying non-explosive blasting products and innovative blasting solutions that improve safety, increase operational efficiency, and enhance blasting outcomes while reducing environmental impact. But we also recognize an important truth: technology without value simply allows us to make mistakes faster. You all can attest that technology can make us what? Make mistakes faster. Whilst I continue, innovation must also be guided by responsibility, ethics, and sustainability. This is where you come in. You are what I call the bridge generation. You are the bridge generation. You grew with digital technology. You understand artificial intelligence. You are part of global conversations on climate change, sustainability, and data analytics, automation, environmental, social, and data analytics, automation, environmental, social, and governance principles, renewable energy integration, community engagement, leadership, and communication. Tomorrow's mines will not only be operated in the pit, they will also be managed from digital control rooms and shaped through meaningful engagement with the surrounding communities. Secondly, lead with character. Technical competence alone is not enough. Innovation without ethics becomes what? Exploitation. Sustainability without economic viability cannot survive. Great leaders always understand this. Be the person who asks, will this decision benefit the next 50 years? So do not just think about 5 years what? Plan. Thirdly, create solutions. Don't wait to graduate before solving problems. Research, build prototypes, start business, collaborate disciplines. The next breakthrough in mining technology, environmental monitoring, or resource efficiency could come from one of you. So our commitment, we are not here simply to deliver a speech. We are here to build partnerships. We are committed to supporting the next generation through student attachments, internships, mentoring programs, research collaborations, industry engagement, innovation, and startup support. Because we believe that investing in young professionals is one of the greatest investments we can make in the future of our industry. Allow me to leave with you one final thought. The minerals are underground, the petroleum lies offshore, but the future of this industry is sitting in this room today. West Africa does not have to choose between development or sustainability. We must choose between smart development, development that can create jobs, development that protects communities, development that respects the environment, development that leaves future generations better off than we found them. So I encourage you, be bold enough to innovate, be responsible enough to protect our environment, be courageous enough to build world-class solutions right here in West Africa, because the world is watching West Africa, and West Africa is counting on you. Let's build the future together. Thank you, and thank you so much. But I want to leave you with this message. Most of us are in a hurry to be successful. All of you here want to be successful, but I implore you from today to be faithful, even in the little things that you are doing, so that all that you are learning, because of your faithfulness, it will come through. Thank you, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Jerry Scott. Let's continue to clap for him. Please. We'll proceed quickly with the students' presentations. We have with us